time. The rules of Cast Against the Clock are simple. There are 3 2.5-hour sessions. Each session is restricted to a specific bait or technique. The goal of each competitor is to bring back the best 5-fish limit per session. At the end of the day, the most total weight takes the title. First session of the day, nothing but topwater, baby.
It's topwater time. We got 2 hours to catch them on topwater. So we're gonna see if we can't put something together and catch a few fish. I pulled up on this spot right here at Main Lake Point. There's a pocket. Got a lot of rocks. It's got some grass too. I don't know, some grass. It looks pretty good. There's a dock back here. I don't know, it just looks good. That was quick.
I figured it'd be kind of slow this morning. To my surprise, second or third cast, I caught a good one. My biggest fish today was a 277. Ended up catching all my fish on the frog. I was looking for wind-blown pockets that had little cuts and stuff in them that were protected from the wind, so I was getting on them, you know, throwing my frog into the wind, coming through the grass, and right on that break of the grass where the wind stopped is where I was getting my bites.
First blow. First spot didn't pan out. I fished it a lot. It's super windy out there, and I decided I need to get out of the wind. A little more calm. I'll put back on the Rico. It's a little less windy. I don't need as much noise on top of the water.
And all the fish, they pretty much choked the frog when I would bring it by them. So they're biting pretty good this morning.
I choked it.
Alright, it's 8:30. 8:30, we got till 9:45 to fish. I got an hour and 15 and I've had 2 bites. I don't even have a keeper yet. So the plan is I have made a long run up the river, and I'm gonna see if this looks like more my type fishing, so I'm gonna see if I can't catch one up here. Long run, but it'll be worth it if I can catch a few. So let's see. Boom, baby. That's a good one. Good one right there. Oh no. No.
Jordan and Chris had a poplar tied on this morning, and they mentioned they were going to throw it a lot, and I tied it on last night as my last string. Didn't plan on throwing this sucker. Second or third cast, and I have one blow up on a dock, and I miss it. Now I'm wondering if they might have caught a couple doing that earlier.
I come into the tournament, you know, obviously knowing that the first pick was topwater. When I'm throwing topwater, frog is probably my favorite bait to throw, and like I said this morning, I was getting out on the shoreline grass, kind of in the wind-blown banks, and you know, the kind of the dead zones between the wind, catching them on a frog on a Denali 883 WJ lithium rod. You know, that carried me through the morning.
Sitting here and you get this snot grass all over your bait. Some parts of Badin, some of these lakes have this snot grass. That's what I call it, at least I don't know the real name of it. Black stringy grass, it just gets matted up like hair. I don't think the areas are void with fish and with that stuff around, but I don't think it's highly productive.
Badin Lake, wind-blown grass, just rolling chatterbait up on the side.
This sucks, dude. My gut is telling me to leave. So I'm abandoning this.
Ooh, son, we're struggling today. There he is. Yes. Come on, baby, be 14. Now that, you can't get much closer to 14 than that.
Well, the second round started off with a struggle. I tried to go with a spinnerbait, chatterbait bite, imitating kind of shad on wind-blown rock. That didn't work out for me for about the first hour and 20 minutes. In the last 40 minutes, I decided to hit the grass with a green Z-Man chatterbait with a Kitech trailer on an ALF toad face rod. And pretty much what I had to do was get this bait as close as I could to that grass with main lake grass with wind blowing on it. That seemed to work for me. Caught 3 shorts and then 2 keepers, and we'll see if we can adapt on top of that into the last round. Number 2, absolutely choked. Caught that fish with 12 minutes left in the round. Originally was going to go back to the ramp a little early, but I'm trying to push it right here. This is another good area with grass. I mean, every time I get the same lineup, I'm catching fish. It's just keepers are hit or miss. Keep grinding.
Final round, confidence bait. Flip me a jig all day. Normally I'm a Texas rig guy, but with the 2.5 hour format, I'm just trying to catch a couple good ones. So I'm gonna go and flip a bunch of docks with jig and see what we can do.
So the second round, I had gotten a little chatterbait bite where I was running a chatterbait close to the edge of main lake, wind-blown grass, and got a pretty consistent bite for the last 40 minutes I was fishing. I had a theory that maybe those fish were in the grass and they were coming out after the bait when it would run parallel. So I was like, my thought process was that I could go in and flip into the grass and get more bites that way. So the confidence round, I went with a beaver style bait, flip it in the grass. And pretty much after my first or second cast, I immediately regretted the decision. I saw that fish, I actually got up to a spot and I saw fish were sitting on the outside chasing bait. I never noticed that previously, so immediately regretted my decision. Tried to adapt by backing off the grass and throwing up to the edge, but never really got any good bites that would have done anything. So you live and you learn, and it's a unique format to learn that way. So.
Alright guys, last and final round. It's a confidence bait. It's our confidence bait round. I found a couple offshore, not many, but a couple. And they were a little bit off the bottom, so I opted to go with a drop shot. Got him. Woo! That a boy. What a fish catch. I couldn't get anything going up the river where I was fishing shallow, and at the end of the second round I started scanning around and I found a couple stump brush piles with just a few fish. There wasn't many and they weren't big, but they were just barely suspended like a foot off the stumps. So I figured if I tied on a drop shot, that'd be the easiest way for me to catch those fish, being a tough biting on. Also, if that didn't work out, I was going to go flip some docks with it and just see what happens. I ended up catching my one 14-inch fish off that drop shot, about 20 foot of water, and then after that nothing else really happened. Spinnerbait and chatterbait session didn't go good. In the confidence period, I was bouncing back and forth between the jig and the frog. I couldn't really make a decision. I ended up going with my gut decision and throwing the frog, which didn't end up working out. I didn't catch any fish on it, even though I still ended up winning the little tournament deal today. Had a good time. Sometimes you just got to go with what your gut tells you, and that's what I did. Ended up working out.